All right, on that note, let me start. First, I'm going to share with you a very famous Gemara that many of you probably have heard of once or twice or more than that. The Gemara says in Bava Metzia, somewhere in the 80s, 84, 85, says a story about the very famous story of Reish Lakish and Rav Yochanan. Now, what happened to Reish Lakish and Rav Yochanan? Just a little background of who these people were. Rav Yochanan, we know, was the man, figuratively, literally, in terms of Judaism, rocking that thing. He was the top of the top, right? Rav Yochanan. And Rav Yochanan didn't have back in the day all the beautiful spas and raining shower-like stuff that people have. They had to go bathe down by the river, right? So that's what they were doing. So one day Rav Yochanan was bathing, he's out in the river. And as he's doing his thing, Rav Yochanan is there, he's by himself doing his thing. And someone else by the name of Reish Lakish, Rav Shimon ben Lakish. Reish Lakish goes ahead, and he was passing by. Reish Lakish at the time was the head of the gang, whatever criminal activity network that was going on at the time. He was the man at the time. He was the, what do you call him? Pablo Escobar.
Oh, Pablo. And, Colombia.
Sound of the thing. And so he was Rabbi Escobar at the time. And he goes there, he sees Rav Yochanan. Now, Rav Yochanan, this is a very important part. Rav Yochanan was exceptionally good looking. The Gemara talks about in a few places how good looking he was. And Reish Lakish sees him bathing, as you'll see in a minute, mistakes him for being a woman. Whoa. And he, okay, so you're a little excited there. Okay, you remember what's taken?
Not for long.
He jumps over exactly what does he do? He jumps over a river, he jumps from a mountain, but he does something extraordinary. Extraordinary in actually the word itself. Extraordinary, right? Something which is unbelievable perhaps for you. Right? Something which was above and beyond. And he jumps over and he lands next to Rav Yochanan. Rav Yochanan looks at him and he's like, yeah. Rav Yochanan says, Rav Yochanan looks at Reish Lakish and he goes, wow, you got a lot of power there, son. He goes, Dad? No, he goes, you got a lot of power there. He goes, you should use your power for the study of Torah. And he says back to him, well, you're pretty good looking, you know? Too bad you're a man. Your beauty should be saved for a woman. So he goes, remember, Yochanan goes to Reish Lakish, wow, you have a lot of power, you should use your power for Torah. And then Reish Lakish says back to Yochanan, too bad you're not a woman. And Rav Yochanan turned back and said, well, actually, bad place to put a comma. That's not what I meant. Well, actually, I have a sister. I have a sister who's even better looking than I am. And if you've been willing to dedicate your life to Torah, she's yours for the taking. And he says, I'm in. Deal. Turns around, tries to jump back over the river to the mountain, whatever it may be, and he wasn't able to. What's pshat he wasn't able to? Because we know Torah, the study of Torah, the learning of Torah, the living life of Torah, is mateshes kochel shel adam. It weakens a person physically. When a person is involved in the study of Torah, they're physically not generally strong like blue people. So he goes and he says, he tries to jump back, he's not able to, Torah mateshes kochel. You'll ask, said the pirate, and the man who was very selfish and thinking about himself. You'll ask. He didn't even learn Torah yet. All he said is like, okay, I'm in. So what's pshat? How come he wasn't able to jump back over? So this of itself comes and tells you something powerful, but this isn't even the message I want to share with you. This in of itself shows that the commitment to something, if a person commits themselves that they want to go and they want to do something, they are interested in giving themselves over and doing more. In Yiddishkeit, the commitment to doing something, at some times, depending on how sincere and real you are, could be taken as if you already did. He didn't do it yet. He didn't do anything. He didn't learn anything, whatever. Just the fact that he said, I'm in, and he meant it. There's good sticks over there, right? I'm in. He's like, all right, cool. Then you get as if you already did it. If I could just share with you the story, which, does anyone even know Rabbi Tzion Klatzko? You know what that is?
Yeah.
Even if you don't, just go, anyways, there's a guy named Rabbi Klatzko, and I heard a story from him about his, I think it was a nephew of his, unfortunately, who was nifter. He passed away from a terrible illness. Just to give you a little insight into what the kid said as he was dying. You know, they have a lot of times when people have these terminal illnesses, if anyone here has any family or friends, or I don't know, you yourself have been through something like this, then you'll know firsthand, otherwise you've heard of Make-A-Wish Foundation or something of the sort that they have in Yiddish places as well. This kid gets contacted by Make-A-Wish Foundation. What do you want? You know, this is the last, this is the end, he's dying. What do you want? You want a trip to Disneyland? You want you want to meet a celebrity? You want to go bungee jumping without a bungee cord? What do you want to do? So the kid says, I want a bookshelf. Now the people make a wish didn't understand, like a golden bookshelf, like a secret bookshelf, a bookshelf that has smoke coming off it in various areas of the country now. Is that what you're looking for? He says, no, just a bookshelf. You're like, what do you want a bookshelf? He's like, a bookshelf. He's like, why? He's like, I want books. Well, what do you want? I want Shulchan Aruch. I want the Arba Chalki Shulchan Aruch. I want your day, Chol Shmishpat, Evan Ezer, and Orach Chaim. Not to use Orach Chaim as they say very loosely. Orach Chaim comes from Chaim and Tao, is a great sage. But Orach Chaim. He said, I want the Shulchan Aruch. He says, okay, what? Yeah, I want Shas. I want all of Shas. I want Shas Bavli. I want Shas Yerushalmi. He's 12, maybe 12 or 13 years old. He says, I want Yerushalmi. I want the Mishnah Berurah. I want Mishnah. I want Halacha. I want everything. I want all the svarim. So his father looks at him. This kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we have to have hope. I feel like but you don't give up hope. I get the concept. But that's what we do. Like, okay, like you're dying. You know, what are you asking all this for? He said, I want all this fun, and then I want to go ahead, I want to start learning, and then when I die and I get upstairs, I want to say, I want credit for learning Kula Torah Kula, because I started, and I wanted to do it, but you decided to take my life. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. That's a pretty heavy statement coming from a 12 or 13-year-old. The concept of just a commitment of a person deciding they want to do something, they're interested in going a certain direction. It's as if they did it. A person just making a statement, like the Gemara says in Kiddush, I think it's Tav Ches, maybe it's Zayin, maybe it's Hey, maybe it's Vav. You're not checking, but the Gemara says. If a Rosh says, marry me, I'm a Nasser, I'm a Tzaddik, Gamor, marry me on condition that I'm a completely righteous person, the guy's a Rusha Marusha, the guy's Mamish from Russia, and the guy is in Russia. And he goes there and he says, marry me on the condition that I'm a Talmud Chacham, I'm a Tzaddik Gamor. The what is happening? It's Mekudeshes. It works. Why? Because maybe at that time he had in mind to do tshuva. At that moment he becomes a different person. I didn't do anything. All he says, I'm sorry, whatever. He didn't do anything to show that. Doesn't matter. You commit, you're done. Rabbi Shlokish comes along and he says, I'm in. Maybe even for the wrong reasons. But he said, I'm in. He tried to turn around and do it again. He couldn't do it anymore. He didn't have the power that he once had because he committed himself to doing something. But that's not even what I wanted to share with you. That's amazing. That's not what I wanted to tell you. But it's incredible. And you should recognize that you just being here tonight, I know you're here for the right reasons. Beer and latkes. But you come back they gave you. But even if it's the wrong, but it's for the right reasons, you could have gone to other places for the wrong reasons also, and maybe you are after this. But at least for now, it's Tzaddik Gamor. You become a different person. When you get into a fight now, be careful. You're not as strong as you were. This, my friend, is my Shlokish. He committed to something. When he committed to something, that's it, baby. He's it. But the whole thing is strange. You try to imagine what this is. I teach in Esha Torah. None of the people, let's say, we come from, different backgrounds. Yes, I've had some people, whatever, that come to Esha Torah, that, whatever, they have all the different sounds and whatnot, so, what's going on with them. And then the gangs and the this and the other. I've yet to have offered a guy who comes in, one of those, just kind of walks in, what up, say it right, I'm fine, I'm cool, don't become a boy, wait, I'm in Israel, they're not here. But they come in, I'm like, you know what, I have a sister for you. What are you doing over here? Are you Shlokish? Who was the top of the top? You go to Pablo, I think there's potential. Take my sister. She's beautiful. Yeah, your parents would be like, what a shidduch. This is what we're waiting for. You bring home a nice Christian boy. A nice gangster. A nice Yiddish nachas. What are you bringing this guy into your house? What you thinking? What's going on over here? So this is a story. The first point I shared with you is the point I would have said if I didn't have an answer to this question. And I didn't have an answer to this question till about 7 minutes ago. I started already. It's really 17 minutes ago. I called a friend of mine. His name is Rav Gav. I said, what's pshat in this Gemara? And he said, oh, that's what every Rebbe does. Oh, I'm feeling okay. Yes. Oh, I'll tell you the pshat. The pshat of this Gemara, he said he once heard this pshat somewhere. And asked after, where'd you hear it? He said, I don't remember. It's me now. So you know what? I don't hear it. I don't know where I heard it. Let me tell you the pshat I came up with. Here's the pshat. I don't even want to tell you this. There's something else I want to tell you. We're going to get to it. This is what I'm going to start with. We'll continue. So the way that Rav Gav explained it, very interesting, is that there is discussion amongst the Mefarshim that this Rish Lakish, who was he? Did he just come out of nowhere? He was just a fellow that, like, you know, just, who is he? So the reality of who he was, first he was a Jew. And at one point he actually was involved with Tayin and Mitzvahs. He was involved. He went off the duty. Rish Lakish was not someone out of the blue. Rav Yochanan recognized that, and he said to him the following: you have such a power. It's misplaced. You should use your power for Torah. Now, Mistama, he grew up his whole life. He never went to yeshiva. It's like, you can do it. We believe in you. Hashem loves you. You're bad. Whatever it is, it's a reality. I'm not saying some people look at that, some people look at this, you have different things. But even those who grew up with the concept of saying, like, you can do it, how many of you actually felt like, oh yeah, I can be anything, anything you want to be? Well, you can. You try, but you just can't. You can't. How many people try? You want to be an astronaut, and now you just plain get hung. But the bottom line, I just want to get really high, but I didn't better. So I didn't tell you that. That's right. Hoorah, it's because of you that. So listen, here's the deal. Come down to it. The following idea. Rish Lakish was told all along, you're a misfit. You're not getting it right. You're a misfit. You're not getting it right. So he says to him, hey, essentially another part of his life. You're a misfit. You have such a power. You could be using it for the right thing. So he comes back. Come on, pun him, pun him. You come, you diss me. What happens when someone comes over and you say, hi, good morning? You usually respond with, hi, good morning. When someone comes over and does what you want, right? We mirror what other people say to us, says Solomon, right? It's like water, face to face. Can't live on the other. You go out, you speak to me a certain way, I'm going to respond a certain way. You behave with me a certain way, I'm going to behave with you a certain way. You feel a certain way towards me, I'm going to feel a certain way towards you. And that's, by the way, even if you don't tell me. Anyone ever had a teacher that before they even said a word to you, you already understood what type of person they were? You look at them, you can see the sincerity, the realness, or you can see the fact that there's something messed up with them, right? You can get that right away. Sometimes you're wrong, it happens. But most of the time, you can get a chush, a feeling with certain people. And if they give you certain love, hey, I'm not going to give back that love. I'm not going to, you respect me, I'm not going to respect you. I'm sure there's some of the teachers that didn't respect you, and I'm sure that you didn't either. Right? So when it comes down to this, Rish Lakish takes it like this. He goes and he says to him, oh, your power, you should use it for something else. He takes it like, here we go, another guy telling me I'm a misfit. So he responds in turn by saying, well, you're also a misfit because you're so beautiful, but you're a man. It's messed up. What you got now? Huh? Good-looking man. Oh no, how dare you? It's really hard. But he says to him, good-looking man, you could have been a woman. And he responds, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. You think I'm playing with you? You think I'm playing with you? You think I'm another one of your teachers that said to you, you got it, you can do it? I really believe in you. You don't think I believe in you? I'll show you how much. I have a sister. Now, some of you don't like your sisters. If you're going to like your sister, then he says, I'll give you my sister. Now, that's a whole other, that's a new doctrine. Everybody knows what's going on now. That's like, hold on 1 second. That rocks Rish Lakish's world. He goes, wait a minute, you're willing, you actually believe it? You really think I can do this to the extent that you're willing to give me one of your family members in marriage? That's a serious offer now. Now I'm looking at this a little differently. What does he say? This is a big deal. How sincere was he? He was so sincere that he wasn't able to jump back because Torah's Batesh's called because he committed himself and a person commits himself all of a sudden. When they change, they become a different person. Now I'll tell you personally, I've never been to an Ura event, but I've listened to the CDs. I'm going to be honest, I never gave money, but I get the free ones, whatever. Whatever. You know, the one at the end that goes, you can watch for $36. I'm like, I ain't watching nothing. Right? Media is bad for you. Okay? But I can tell you that the stuff that I've met some of the people involved, and I think the fact that so many of you here tonight is a testament to the fact that clearly they believe in you. If they didn't believe in you and didn't care about you, or didn't care about you, then this wouldn't be happening right now. You mean you believe in me? You care in me enough that you bought 200 beers? That's, or whatever, lager, I don't know what this is, right? You don't either probably. But you bought 200 beers and you put money on the table every single week to be able, that I can be able to get taken care of. That's pretty big. And I think that many of you perhaps respond in turn. You say, oh, you care about me so much? You're serious about this? You're real? Okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll check it out. We'll see what it's like. We'll see if I can do what you think that I can do. You actually care about me? You go out of your way to do something for me? I'm willing to step up to the plate. Everybody know what's going on here? And this is Reish Lakish's response. You see to the very end of their life. What happens at the very end of their life? The very end of their life, Rav Yochanan and Reish Lakish get into a machlokes. They get into a bit of a debate, a bit of an argument over whether something is tamei or tahor. One is a certain weapon, a knife, a sword of sorts. And Reish Lakish says one thing, Rav Yochanan says the other. And Rav Yochanan says back to Reish Lakish, oh, you must know better than me because you were the head of the criminals, of the bandits, of the criminals. And he didn't mean it in a negative way. He meant it like, oh, you know better. But he took it in a way, because you can imagine he was sensitive, right? He came from that background. You understand, the Gemara tells us, the Gemara Nuches Labeis about Mitzvahs, the Pasuk found in Vayikra, which says, lo so nisha somebody study, now that makes somebody feel bad. And that's talking about Ma'aser was shown him that the Rambam Pasuk is Avachim. Another reminds them of their past. Someone came from a past, they did things once, and then you know what it's like. Everyone here has done tshuva on some level, you respect it, and your friend from your past sees you, hey, Mark! And now your name is like Moshe Chaim Yechezkel. But then it's like, Mark! Little Mark, you remember that night? You're like, no, what night? What you talking about? Right? Because you changed. To remind someone of the past, it's an Issa. You're not allowed to do such a thing. Reish Lakish took it as an insult. If everyone could please look in this direction. Okay, now back here. And that's what happens is he goes ahead and what does he say? He goes, he gets insulted. He says, what? How dare you? We think I do this for my cover? And he responds back in a negative way towards Rav Yochanan. And Rav Yochanan even misunderstands what Reish Lakish meant. There's a whole terrible thing that's happening. Reish Lakish ends up dying. Rav Yochanan ends up going crazy and ends up dying. It's a very terrible ending. But you see that the storyline follows all the way through, that the way in which they actually believe in themselves, and they're actually serious with this concept, how much you believe in yourself is how much you're actually going to be able to succeed with it. It's okay, but this is what I wanted to talk about. What am I missing? What am I missing? You want to come in? Yeah, you didn't take care of it? All right. I think I messed my skills. All right, so here we go. Let's finish this off a little bit. So now here's the point where I wanted to bring out this same concept, but with a beautiful idea that I read once from the Sfas Emes. We know that a famous Gemara that talks about by Hanukkah, what happened on Hanukkah, the Gemara in Shabbos, page 23, I believe. What happens is on Hanukkah that they go ahead and they don't have any oil, right? They have no oil because the what do you call those guys? The Greeks came in, they were ton of everything, yeah? So they came in to search, they searched until they found one Pach Shemen. That Pach Shemen found at the bottom, the Pach Shemen totally sealed with the sign and sealed by the Kohen Gadol, which by the way, for those who understand a little bit about Tumah Tara, it strains in the first place it should become Tumah, and number two, it strains if it's a Chasima, the Kohen Gadol. Why is the Kohen Gadol this Chasima on the jug of oil? It didn't really make that much sense, but for another time we'll have another shiur, which will probably never. But anyway, here's the deal. They go and they find this Pach Shemen, which is untainted, which is beautiful, which is pure, and they go and they light it up. And when they light it up, what ends up happening? They light it up and all of a sudden, it lasts. Now, for one day, for 8 days, famous question, 150 answers, 20, 50 answers, 1,000 answers, 1,000,000 answers. Why? We're 8 days, it's only 7 days a miracle, fine, etc. Different answers there. But here's the deal. There was a miracle that happened. They found this Pach Shemen that was pure, they lit that sucker up, and it lasted for 8 days. That thing doesn't make any sense. They're watching, it's still burning. Is it still burning, Moshe? It's still burning, Chaim. It's amazing. They go, they see, over day by day, how is it even happening? It's miraculous. Right? And all of a sudden they started singing, we are a miracle. And they started singing, this is amazing. How can you do this? I believe in miracles, right? Where you come from, you Jewish day. If you realize this idea of how actually incredible it was, how did this happen? Unbelievable, above and beyond nature. That's all of Hanukkah. Comes along the Sfas Emes and he says as follows. A little bit before, Rav Shlomo Carlebach, even believe it or not, comes along the Sfas Emes and he says, just like we found a Pach Shemen that was untainted, that was totally pure, that was totally ready to go, that was able to burn, it was miraculous. Every single Yid, says the Sfas Emes, every Jew has inside of them, has inside of them this pach shemen, this hidden oil that's untainted, that's not touched, that's not affected, that is pure and ready to burn. After 8 days of Chanukah and eating that many donuts, you could light up any Jew with this blow. But that every year it has inside of the pach shemen. The problem is that there's been a chorban, Beis HaMikdash. The Greeks have come in and they defiled, and they took everything that we have, and they made it totally tainted and totally impure. But just like in the Beis HaMikdash, although everything seemed to be lost, there was one that was not touched. Every year there's inside of them the same thing. The question is, where is it? You have to find it. You have to dig down a little deeper, take a look and see, uncover all the rubble, and find that jug of oil that every one of you have, and be able to go and light that thing up. And a person goes in, you'll see, and every one of you has seen in your life at some point, and God willing, you'll see more and more of this. When you do find it, you start to light it, you're going to start to see amazing things happen immediately. Immediately. Connection to growth immediately. The ability to grow and to go higher and higher immediately. Because all that stuff happens because it's so powerful, that shemen, that neshama that we have, the pinta liyid as it's called. So let's put this all together and then we'll end it off at one point. Here we go. So it's not going to be simple. What happened to the things? Why is so powerful? She's running his message. Because the use of she becomes such a woman, right? Because it is actually. I have a sister, because they take it, what? Yeah. Because I'm such nachas. Right? Because I have an idea what happens, you can't jump back over, I can't jump over. Because talks about this long person goes in when he's 6, 12 years old, I want Sfarim. Sfarim, why? Because only as if I do it. Okay, make me something, I want to make sure that I actually get it. You something, you can make something, and you shake something there. And he goes over further, let's see what happened. He goes, my sister, why? Because actually, believe me, like a person, actually, I said something 2 minutes ago. What did he say? Shadi is like something, when a person goes there to see all in life, you can do it, 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 you can do it. Really, do you actually believe this thing? Like, okay, oh, misfit, you can be for something else. You're also misfit, woman, man. And you're going to say, okay, fine, I'll take my sister. What? No, we went that far. You mean you believe in me? Hoorah, it's because of you that way. You're unbelievable. I would say believe in you, that you go out and you take the opportunity, you take that concept, all of a sudden you start to grow yourselves. People you have unbelievable opportunity to change. But I remember talking about the concept of what happens here. He's a pindaliyah, the Reish Lakish, even Reish Lakish, the person, no matter how far you've gone, you have that hidden jug of oil that's untainted, which is untouched, which is unblemished, which is not made tummy. Right? Not made, because it means double negative. Unmade tummy. It's not tummy. It's the same, it's pure. This thing is called gold, it's waiting to be uncovered. And you go and you uncover that thing, before you light it up, miraculously it's going to work for 8 days. Realize the fact that we have this unbelievable gift that a coach will give. It's called the neshama. And we're going to tap into it, grab that jug of oil that we have in Chanukah, and we'll hopefully be able to take it starting off with this coming even now, but even coming tomorrow night, and the next night we're starting Chanukah. As we're lighting, think about the concept of pindaliyah, realizing what it's about, and realize where you are in your life, and understand that if you just commit yourself, you'll be able to go levels you couldn't have imagined. My friends, I give you a bracha, hopefully myself as well. Every one of us have the ability to find that jug of oil. Every one of us, even those mentors or whatever you call each other, zoners, zone outs, whatever they are. What do you call them?
Zoniacs.
The Zodiacs, all you Zodiacs out there, and all you people that watch this somewhere. Every one of you should be able to take the opportunity, find that oil, open it up in the state of purity, light it up, and be able to reach heights we never could imagine. Miraculous abilities to be able to connect to the God from Beis Hashem. Every minute, all many things so much.